In the quiet town of Toledo, Ohio, there lived a girl named Emily Carter. She was born into a world that didn't have much to offer. Her father had left when she was 5, and her mother, Linda, worked double shifts at a local diner just to keep the lights on. Their small apartment had cracked walls, a leaky ceiling, and a broken heater that struggled every winter. Emily grew up watching her mother work herself to exhaustion. Every morning before school, she would pack her mother's lunch in a brown paper bag, kiss her on the cheek, and whisper, "Someday, Mom, I'll make life easier for you." Her mother would smile softly and say, "I know you will, sweetheart. Just don't stop believing." Emily didn't have fancy clothes or expensive shoes. She wore hand-me-downs from neighbors and did her homework by candlelight when the power got cut off. Other kids at school laughed at her old backpack and called her the poor girl. She pretended not to care, but at night she cried quietly into her pillow. Despite everything, she had a fire inside her. Emily loved drawing and sketching. She used to collect scraps of paper from trash bins and draw designs, clothes, handbags, shoes. Her dream was to become a fashion designer one day. But every time she told someone about it, they'd laugh. "People like us don't own fashion brands," her mother's friend once said. "We just work for them." Those words hurt, but they also became fuel. When Emily turned 16, she got a part-time job at a thrift store. She sorted clothes, folded them, and cleaned the aisles. She watched how people loved finding something unique, something with a story. One day, while cleaning, she found a beautiful leather jacket that was torn at the sleeve. Most workers would have thrown it away. But Emily took it home, stitched it carefully, added a few painted designs, and made it look brand new. The next day, she wore it to work. A customer saw it and asked, "Wow, where did you get that jacket?" When Emily told her she had designed and painted it herself, the woman offered to buy it for $40. Emily was shocked. That was almost her entire day's wage for one jacket. That night, she couldn't sleep. She kept thinking, maybe I can do something with this. With her next paycheck, Emily bought a few used jackets from the thrift store, washed them, painted them with creative designs, flowers, city skylines, powerful quotes, and sold them to her coworkers. Within a month, everyone in the neighborhood was talking about the art jackets made by the thrift store girl. At 18, Emily graduated high school but couldn't afford college. Her mother told her to apply for jobs, but Emily had a vision now. She wanted to build something of her own. She started her small business right from her bedroom. She named it Redesigned by Emily. She used social media to post her creations. Her phone was old and cracked, but she made it work. She would wake up at 5 a.m., paint designs before work, then package orders late into the night. For months, she barely sold anything. Sometimes no one would order for weeks and she'd start doubting herself. "Maybe everyone was right," she whispered one night. "Maybe girls like me don't make it." Her mother hugged her and said, "Emily, success takes time. Remember, flowers don't bloom in a day." That one line kept her going. Then one day, everything changed. A popular fashion blogger visited the thrift store where Emily still worked. The blogger noticed Emily's jacket and asked about it. Emily told her she designed it herself. The blogger took a picture, posted it online, and tagged Emily's small account. Within hours, Emily's phone exploded with messages. People from across the country wanted to buy her jackets. She received over 200 orders in a week. She had no staff, no office, no machines, just her hands, her paintbrushes, and her mother helping to pack boxes late into the night. Emily turned their tiny kitchen into a workspace. She stopped going out, stopped wasting time, and worked around the clock. She wrote personal thank you notes in every package because she wanted customers to feel special. By the end of that year, she had saved enough money to rent a small studio, barely 300 square feet. But to her, it felt like a palace. She kept growing slowly. She didn't chase trends. She stayed true to her style, clothes that told stories, full of art and emotion. Her brand became known for turning secondhand clothes into something new and meaningful. People started calling it wearable hope. But success didn't come without challenges. At 23, a big company copied one of her designs and sold it in bulk. She tried fighting legally but didn't have money for a lawyer. She cried for days. She felt defeated. One night she told her mom, "Maybe I should quit. I can't compete with big companies." Her mom looked at her and said softly, "You didn't start this for money, Emily. You started this to prove that dreams can rise from nothing. Don't let anyone steal that from you." Those words reignited her spirit. Emily made a public post online, explaining how her design had been stolen and how small creators were often crushed by big brands. The post went viral. Thousands of people supported her and ordered directly from her store. Major news outlets featured her story. Overnight, she became a symbol of creativity and courage. By 26, Emily had a team of 10 women, all from struggling backgrounds, working with her. She taught them how to paint, design, and believe in themselves. Her company grew from selling online to opening a boutique in downtown Chicago. Celebrities began wearing her jackets. She was invited to talk at fashion events and schools, inspiring young girls who once thought success was out of reach. At 30, Emily Carter became the CEO of her own sustainable fashion company, now renamed Carter & Co. Designs. The same girl who once painted on used jackets was now signing contracts with eco-friendly fashion houses and donating a portion of her profits to help women start small businesses. When a reporter asked her, "What kept you going when everything looked impossible?" she smiled and said, "Because I never wanted my story to end with she gave up." She went back to her old neighborhood, to the thrift store where it had all started. She met a young girl folding clothes behind the counter, looking tired and hopeless. Emily handed her one of her brand's jackets and said, "You see this? I made this once when I thought I'd never make it. But dreams don't care where you come from, only how far you're willing to go." The girl looked at her with shining eyes and whispered, "I remember that." Emily walked out, tears in her eyes, thinking about how her mother used to tell her, "Flowers don't bloom in a day." She finally understood. The flower she had become took years of struggle, pain, and belief to bloom. Her story spread across America, a symbol of resilience, hard work, and courage. People who had once laughed at her name now wore her designs proudly. Emily Carter wasn't just a designer anymore. She was proof that dreams can grow even in the poorest soil. Her journey teaches one unforgettable lesson. You don't need wealth to begin. You need vision. You don't need a degree to succeed. You need discipline. And no matter how poor, broken, or small your beginnings may be, you can still build an empire with belief, patience, and heart. Because just like Emily Carter showed the world, the ones who start with nothing often create everything that matters.